Hey, what's up everyone? Today we're playing Astrobiotics. Now, is anyone excited as me? No? No? Come on! Come on! Okay, let's hype you up. We are not playing regular Astrobiotics. We are not throwing pack campaigns, senses, Actors Union, Amamba temples all over the place. That is not how you get to the moon. You don't get to the moon by running assets all over Earth. What you do is you build a vertical ladder, one so tall that the runner cannot wreck it, and you climb your way to the moon. It's as simple as that. And we're doing it in Spark because screw runner economy. Let's make them pay, make them suffer, make them bow under the best eyes in NBN faction, Toll Booth. I'm playing up against an Andromeda today and I keep my hand even though it has no sweep sweep in it. Yes, we are not playing diversified portfolio. We are doing regular hedge fund sweep sweep because we like it that way. And right away, I punish my opponent by raising the product placement. They only have 4 credits, so they're forced to waste a click to click to 9 credits so that they can play Sure Gamble. This loses them a click. This means they can only play one less card from the hand. They have to discard their duplicate security testing. Well, sapping a click, mission accomplished. But this idea is still going to be relevant for the rest of the game. And by playing the cloak, he basically reveals his entire influence suite to me. He's running Refractor, two cloaks. For sure. I know what his breakers are gonna be, and thankfully, there are no assassins in this deck. Assassin is a very popular piece of ice, and a lot of people are attacking against it. David, Fairy, Switchblade. Switchblade is the worst culprit, and he's running that for sure. So, no Switchblade today, I don't have to worry. No assassin, I don't have to worry about Switchblade today. Let him trash my Jackson, he's gonna fall very far behind once he realizes I have another Jackson in hand. Well, I have to slow him down every single bit I can because he has 2 security testings. This means I can't play my launch campaign or my team sponsorship naked. They need to be defended by the toll booth. And unfortunately, I can't really defend my centrals yet. I just have to gamble that he doesn't go on a huge running spree. I'm gonna pre-res the launch campaign here. And then I hope he doesn't run into my remote. He probably won't. The best he can do is to inside job and trash my launch campaign. That would kind of hurt, but at least I'm not forced to rest the toll booth on the remote. If he ever decides to run my HQ or my remote, he's going to get a very nasty surprise. Losing 3 credits at this stage of the game is pretty painful, in addition to all the Spark tax. So, he just continues racking up credits with security testing, and pretty soon, it seems like it's going to be rather irrelevant, Spark's ID. It seems like I won't be able to tax him out sufficiently. Once he gets up well above the 5 credit level, the Spark tax means almost nothing. And so does the toll booth tax. And he's gonna get his 2 credits every turn from running archives. Alright, I chuck a hedge fund out, and so now I'm really rich. I'm nearly at the point where I can rest both toll booths, the one on HQ and the remote. This is very important. I need to make remote runs as taxing as possible because I'm going to be tossing Sands and Team Spawns in there. I need to make him pay to access those cards. In the meantime, he gets a John Mas up, so in addition to the 2 credits, he's getting a card as well. Dear oh dear, this rich snitch is being a bit... Sorry. Yep, let's keep this family friendly. So, he dirty laundries my archives. Boom! 13 credits. What do? I have a biotic label in hand. You bet the Astro script would be scored right now if I actually had one. So I'm going to draw for 1. Nope, no Astro to be seen. Only the Astro bar. What to do? There's no ice! There's no ice! I need my ice on archives to stop him from getting those sec testing rents. Any ice right now. Go straight on archives. Not today. Not today. Well, the next best thing I can do is to put a Crystal Grid on HQ. And that defends against Polops, that defends against Siphon, Emergency Shutdown, you name it. Emergency Shutdown is probably the worst enemy of this deck. You don't want to get shut down. 8 credits down the drain. Painful. Even though I look pretty rich right now, you bet those credits will deplete quickly the moment I start raising stuff. So, I'm pretty angry right now. Don't get me wrong. It's getting worse. He installed a councilman. That's going to make things really hard. I'm going to res the Jackson here. I forgot to prompt him for whether he wants to de-res my Jackson here, which is a mistake. Should have done that. Either way, it doesn't really matter. All I'm doing here is digging for my Astro script. So even if he trashes my Jackson, it's not the end of the world. I mean, if he de-reses it, I can still use it next turn. It's not a Pollock. what I'm really looking for here is the Astro script, and I didn't get it, which is a huge problem. So the next best thing, again, I'm forced to play suboptimally. I'm placing another launch campaign in the server. Hopefully I can rack up more money. This is not a mid-season deck. This is not a deck that can leverage the credit advantage. All this deck wants to do is to make big money and rest 3 toll boosts, and then you win. Because if you're up against an R&D focus shaper, you just toss 2 or 3 toll boosts on R&D, bam, it's locked. If you're up against criminal, like in this case, I could put double toll boost on HQ, bam, no more siphons. Alright, he inside jobs thinking it's an Astro script. It's not. I'm going to rest the product placement. He gets 1 credit loss. He has to pay 2 credits to trash my product placement. Woohoo! Good stuff. And I gain 2 credits. Sweet. And the best thing is, because he played the inside job my remote, he doesn't know what that ice is still. And I forced out an inside job, which means now I can toss in more interesting cards. Make a big mistake here, he didn't trash my product placement. That's going to bite him very hard later. I'm going to install more stuff here, don't get me wrong. It's not getting overwritten. I'm just going to toss in my team sponsorship, my Astro bar, anything that I get my hands on. Okay, now we can play. Now we can play. I've drawn my 15 minutes. It's time to party. With my 15 minutes, I can trigger team sponsorship to install. There is nothing worth installing. Usually you use the team sponsorship to recur CVS or Sansan. CVS is not needed this game, and Sansan is nowhere to be seen. Useless. This deck is useless. Where's the Sansan? It's late to the party. Come on, Sansan. I know you can come. You just need to try a bit harder here. Thankfully, my opponent is taking some time to set up as well. No breakers. Oh, I just jinxed myself. He played his special order. He's getting his refractor. That gets past all my ice. Well, not without a cost, of course. He still has paid a 3 credit toll booth tax, and he gets his scrubber out. So this is what he was waiting for. And Sansan! Hi, Sansan! Okay, time to party. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to score the 15 minutes. The Sansan goes in the remote. Then I can score the BU next turn. That's 3 points up. And that's pretty good. So, respect the scrubber though. I cannot install the Sansan naked. It has to go in the toll booth remote. Make it very taxing. I need to make everything as taxing as possible. So, I'm going to rest the team sponsorship here and wait for a reaction in case he wants to de-res it with Consummate. Does he want me to fire this team sponsorship? That's up to him. Just 1 credit to de-res it. Probably a good idea to just leave it as where it is, because even if he de-reses it, he's not going to get into the server to trash it anyway. So he lets me have it, and I get my Sansan into the remote. So now, as soon as I top deck an Astro, I'll immediately score it in the remote. If I don't, I'm not sure if I'll score the BU. I'm really not sure. It's quite hard. It's quite a tough decision to make. Because if I score the BU in the remote, I am overwriting my team sponsorship. I'll no longer have access to that. It's one or the other. I'd much rather have an Astro token if I'm going to do that. In the meantime, my opponent is setting up. Once he has all 3 breakers, you bet he's going to start whamming into my R&D and HQ. So I can't dilly-dally forever. Now, I don't find the Astro, and I'm really reluctant to score the BU. Because if I do, I lose the big credit advantage I have. I cannot get into I cannot res both the HQ and the remote toll booth. So here's what I do. Since I've drawn into a lot more money, I'm going to install a new remote. Nope, not yet. I'm first going to protect archives because he has been getting free sec testing money. He'll still get free sec testing money. There's no way you can stop Stealth Andy from getting free sec testing money because cloaks are so good. What you can do, however, is to gain money while he's at it. This is like a paywall implementation. I'll gain 1 credit every time he attempts a sec testing run. Sure, he still comes out ahead, but that's the best you can do. So, pop up, I get 1 credit, that's good, that's going to go to my Tobu fund. And next turn, if I still don't top deck my Astro, I'm going to bait his Consummate out now. I'm going to res the Sansan on his turn. Does he de-res it with Consummate? If he doesn't, I'm probably going to score the BU here. He does. So I've baited out the Consummate, and now I can... I'm not going to score the BU. Why? Because if I do, I need to pay the 6 credits for resing Sansan again. Because I resed it once during his turn, which he used Consummate to avoid the res. If I do it again, I'm going to go down to so few credits that I cannot defend the remote server. He's just going to trash all my stuff. I can't have that. So I need to make money. So instead of scoring, I'm going to get some credits and drain his money. Notice he has only 5 credits left. He had to pay a lot of money to prevent the Sense and Res. As such, I'm going to gain money. I'm going to force him into a really hard choice. Does he want to contest my money? Or does he want to contest the Sansan? Now that he has knowledge that there's a Sansan in the remote, does he want to stop my fast advance? That's going to cost him a lot of money, even with the scrubber out. That's up to him. He could play an inside job and trash my Sansan. That would be a really smart thing to do. Otherwise, I would get my Astro score off once I find it. Speaking of which, I do have a Biotic Label in hand that is reserved for late game scoring. The last thing you want to do is to find yourself with no options because all your recursion's gone. Big mistake. He played an Count Siphon against me. Uh-oh. You don't see Christian Grid much often out of NBN, but it is precisely this matchup that I fear the most. With no tech punishment whatsoever, a Siphon can cleanly take this game away for the runner. Well-timed Siphon means I have no money to rest toll booths, and they have all the money in the world, which renders Spark's ability useless. So I need to defend against Siphon, and Christian Grid is by far the best card for it. He's not seeing it coming yet. It's going to hurt him very soon. First, he pays the 3 credit tax for Toll Booth, then he pays for Refractor. And when he gets in, there's going to be a very nasty surprise. Say hi to Christian Grid, and say hi to Product Placement, which you must now access. Because he's committed to the run, I can now rest the Christian, and he has to access the card from hand and the 2 upgrades. He cannot trash the Christian Grid. He does not gain the Desperado credit. He has only 2 credits with him, and 2 credits from Scrubber. So this is a huge turning point in the game, and man, that one influence on Christian Grid just paid off so well. Also worth noting that had I not baited him on the Councilman res with the Sansan, I would have been screwed because I didn't res the Christian Grid. So he could de-res my Christian Grid and proceed to siphon me. No, he can't. He didn't have enough credits to do so. But either way, everything lined up in my favor. It's as if the stars all lined up with the moon, and I'm going to shoot the moon with the stars. Isn't it nice when they run your HQ only to find that they've wasted their siphon and they can't trash a Christian Grid on it? That is so huge, you have no idea. Unfortunately, I'm still on 1 point. I better start scoring some agendas now. I've been incredibly lucky so far. Using only 1 Jackson, I haven't seen a single agenda for ages. All I have is the 15 minutes and the Bill. There are 11 agendas. 10? 11? Whatever. In any case, I'm already halfway. Okay. Yeah, I love jinxing myself, don't I? As soon as I say that, the NAPD appears. Now, I could do double toe move and HQ. I think that's overkill. Sooner or later, that R&D-I is going to hit table, and when it does, you bet he's going to get tons of agendas because R&D is so flooded with agendas. So what I need to do here is to short R&D's defense. All there was a pop-up window, if you remember. So Toll Booth and the pop-up is a much more secure option. Now, he finally caves in to run my remote, and I get my special offer off. No AI breakers, that's money for me, and less money for you. Now he finally attempts to contest my Sansan remote. He can, if he pays the toll. Pay the toll he does, and he gets in with quite a few credits to spare. Unfortunate for me. Sadly, this means that my Sansan's gonna go. What am I to do about it? Still, even though I've dug through half my deck, I still haven't seen any of my Astros yet, which is a huge pittance, because had I seen an Astro earlier, this game would have been long over by now. I would have scored a lot of agendas. Instead, now, he's wrecking my server, trashing the only Sansan I've seen so far. What am I to do? How am I gonna get this Sansan back? Well, he chose not to trash the team sponsorship, so I think I know what I'm gonna do right here. With both Toll Booths res, I can afford to go down to very few credits. I can still recover with hedge fund later. The most important thing right now is to threaten Sansan. And Sansan revives. It goes back in the remote. If he wants to trash it again, he has to pay the 5 credits plus the 3 credit Toll Booth tax. And he has to access my product placement again, which once again he didn't trash. He's giving me a lot of money. That helps. Alright. So, free sec testing server for him one last time. Once the launch campaign runs out, the Astro bar closes, operating hours is done, no more sec testing. So, instead of letting me get my last 2 credits, he's going to burn the Astro bar down himself. Fair enough. That's what you do when you're making friends with scrubbers. That and the scrub. Anyway, where is my Astro script? I don't know. I don't care. I'm going to go up to 9 credits. If I top deck it next turn, I'll score it. If not, I guess a build isn't the worst thing in the world. I still have 2 more Sensei's in my deck, so I can conceivably still score an Astro. The real problem here is he is starting to build up again with an Earthrise Hotel. He is living the high life indeed. Or she, should I say. And when you lead the high life, you're getting in contact with some pretty rich people. He has been cycling through his deck pretty well. Okay, cycling's the wrong word. He has been digging through his deck pretty well. That John Masnori and Sec testing combo is paying off so much. Man, that pop-up window is doing a lot of work, but still, he is getting a lot more mileage out of it than I am. Now, he runs my remote, accesses all 3 cards again. His goal here, obviously, is to remove my fast advanced tech, but he's giving me money in the process. Is he gonna trash my team spawn? Nope. That's another 2 credits in my favor. He must have accessed that same product placement at least 4 or 5 times. If it's not getting on his nerves, I don't know what is. Advertisements are always such a pain. But he doesn't care. She knows that all she needs to do is to stop me from fast advancing, and she has a shot at it. And she is absolutely right. This deck can't score. I can't score on a remote, not against Criminal. That's insane. So basically, I'm late to the party much. Hello, Astro Script. Should have shown up way earlier. Well, that's a problem. Now I have 3 agendas in my hand. That's not good. Not good at all. So I sub HQ? Probably. Even then, that's just drawing more attention to HQ. I was really deliberating over this. This just screams come run HQ. He can't legwork me because there's a Chrysium there, but he wants to run it sooner or later to kill the Chrysium, and while doing so, he'll probably access one of my agendas anyway. So this is definitely not good for me. I am definitely very worried about the possibility of a HQ run. He's gonna do it sooner or later. Either that, or he's gonna dig R&D, but it doesn't look like it. He doesn't seem to have any R&D pressure pieces just yet. Again, that pop-up window doing some massive work, but he's getting further ahead than I am with that. And the Katie Jones just used my fate. I'm never gonna keep him poor. Why do I keep saying him instead of her? It's Andy. Yes, she's never gonna be poor. Her connections with Katie Jones. So good. Well, what do I do here? There we go. That's what we're looking for. So the next line of play is pretty obvious. Protect the Sand, score the Astro next turn. Hope he doesn't run my hand. I need to score the Astro. It's imperative. I am 2 turns away from winning. Score Astro, score Build, win game. Can I get there before he stops me? Let's find out. So, sec testing powered on archives again. Just a fun side note for those of you who don't know, if you have multiple security testings out and they're directed to the same server, only one may activate. Because it only works on the first time you make a run on that server, and you can only use 1 replacement effect, the others are redundant. So by directing 2 sec testings at my archives, he can only gain 2 extra credits on the first run and none thereafter. Of course, he's still getting lots of value. I can't say this too many times. 3 credits, 1 card for no credit cost. Sure, it gains me a credit from pop-up, but by this point it seems like credit levels on my side are pretty irrelevant. And yes, sure enough, that HQ run that has been begging to happen has happened. He's finally coming to my HQ. He's gonna pay quite a bit of money. He has to allocate 3 credits for the toll booth and 3 more for the Chrysium, plus 2 on the scrubber. That's a lot of money he has to dedicate, but now that he has enough, he's gonna get the Chrysium and an access while at it. Okay. Hope it doesn't hit the Astro. Hope it doesn't hit the Astro. Wow! 1 in 4! 1 in 4! He hit the launch campaign. Awesome. And even though he was rich, he chose not to trash the launch campaign, which is possibly a mistake. Sure, it doesn't really matter how many credits I have at this point, but trashing the launch campaign means it's easier to access my agendas in subsequent runs, and you bet there are agendas in my hand. I only have less than 20 cards left in my deck, and there are only 2 agendas in the score area. Of course there are agendas in my hand. You just missed all of them. All of them. Anyway, Great. I'm very happy at this. He only has 3 credits, so he's not rich. And I'm going to get my Sense and score off. Now I'm just waiting for him to go through the formalities of chucking all his cards, and I can happily score my Astro. Guess what I top deck? Yeah, like I needed another Astro. Well, that's a good thing. So basically, I win next turn as long as he doesn't steal this Astro or the view from my hand. If he steals one, it's fine, as long as he doesn't steal both. So just give me one more turn, and I can make it. Even if he trashes my Sense hand, even if he goes for an account siphon here, I still win. Make no mistake, I can install, advance. That's all I need to win. I still have one spare click to click for a credit in case he siphons me down to 0. Realistically, only a legwork is going to win him at this point. If he siphons me, he loses. If he runs my R&D, he's going to get through easily, but he's going to lose because unless he finds 4 agendas. So yes, he goes through a Sense here. He doesn't know that this is actually the wrong move. At this point, I don't care how many credits I have. I still have to pop up on R&D to sort of defend it, and more importantly, I don't need the money. With a rare Sense, I can score my agenda. Sure, he might be going for the Sense after this. I think that would be the smartest play. But I do have a pop-up guarding the remote, and I'm going to gain money from him accessing the product placement. This will allow me to install double advance and score with the Astro token. So either way, he is coming out of this a loser. So now the only question is he going to attack R&D or my Sense? I think the Sense would be the smarter choice here, but he doesn't. Watch what he does. Just watch. You won't believe what he does. Smart. Smart old girl. You go, girl. You did well. You did very well. Well played, ma'am. Bow down to you. That was the perfect play. Absolutely perfect. Impeccable. Tags don't matter at this point. There's nothing worth trashing. I have a 50-50 shot of coming out of this alive as long as he doesn't pick off both my Astro and my View. But of course he does. And he gets the NAPD while I'm at it. So guess what? She's on 6 points. She's on match point. And I'm not gonna win. Oh man. Why? Anyway, she's probably gonna run R&D right now. And probably top deck the agenda to win. That would be a smart thing to do. She should run R&D right now to make sure I don't draw a View or an Astro. But right now she's just sitting pretty. She's just gonna sit back and relax and pat herself on the back, happy that she has stolen 6 points in a single run. And she deserves it. She completely deserves it. There's nothing I can do about that. Top deck? No. Wrong agenda. Completely wrong agenda. If I had one more credit, I would have won. But no. That doesn't cut it. I'm 1 credit short of outright winning. Yeah, there's no way around this. I could install the NAPD in the remote, and that would be pretty dumb. Because you have to remember, he does have 4 Ghost Runner credits, so he can steal the NAPD anytime for the win. The only way out I have right now is to draw for the View or the Astro. That's my only option. And yeah, again, credits don't matter with the Astro or the View. As long as I actually have access to the Astro or the View, I win. Also, there's no point playing this Sweet Sweet in my hand. I considered playing it for a split second, and then I realized there was one more account siphon. It's probably stuck somewhere in his hand. I do not want him to siphon me, get lots of credits, and then run all over my centrals. So I draw into the View, and I'm going to bait him into running my Sense and remote with the Astro Bar. If he runs my remote, he's not going to find his winning agenda, and he's going to hit the product placement, which gives me enough money to win the game. Well, he's already giving me enough money by running security testing archives. So now I can win the game. All I need to do is to score the View next turn. But easily, if he runs HQ or R&D, he wins. He has a good shot of winning. There are still 3 more agendas in my deck. They could easily cough up at this point. NAPDs don't protect themselves anymore. Let's see what he does. Once again, well played, ma'am. The absolute right move. She wins. I mean, the moment she played the legwork, she wins. There's no question. All 3 cards in my hand, 2 of them are agendas. She's gonna get them. Well, that was very, very well played. She knew exactly the correct server's target, and she won it out there. Sure, I had a 50-50 shot of winning at one point, but 50-50 is not enough. I mean, I after getting that huge Christian grade off, you expect me to have a pretty good time the rest of the game. Turns out that wasn't the case. I was floundering on all fronts because I couldn't find my fast advanced pieces. I couldn't find the Sansan and the Astral quick enough. And he managed to dismantle my HQ before I was able to chain out to 7 points, and that was my undoing. Simple as that. This is one of those games where even though I lost, I still felt pretty good about it. Those Toll Wolves did a lot of work. Sparks ID and Toll Wolf in combination actually managed to suppress the credit level of my opponent. He was struggling quite a bit to make ends meet, even though she basically got 3 free credits a turn. Also, not trashing the product placement and team sponsorships made the game a lot closer than it should have been. I think the game would have been long over had he decided to trash my assets, but instead, she ignored them and accessed the remote so many times that uh, I just got so much money out of it. It was ridiculous. Finally, a huge apology for switching between male and female. It's almost as if Andromeda's a female. No, it's not. I'm just really bad with gender pronouns. Forgive me. Please. Thanks. Bye.